What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector, and today we're going to review Black Arachnia. Actually, no, that's not true at all. Actually, we're going to review Transformers Legacy United Silverbolt. I've had this sitting in my backlog for some time, and I figured I needed a break from sports cards and stuff for a while. And I wanted to crack this guy open so I can free up just a little bit of space in my closet and get him up on the shelf and have him here with his little ladies. So before I begin, I want to say thank you all very much for your kind words and your continued support. The channel grows each and every single day because of all of you. If you like what you see and you enjoy the content, smash that like button, comment in the comment section below. Hit the bell to receive notifications, and of course subscribe. I do have an eBay store called the Carolina Collector 001, where I've been selling graded slabs, loose sports cards, and from time to time various other items. Last night I actually sold an Ellie De La Cruz Topps 2024 X-Fractor rookie card, which I did print out the shipping label. I just have to pack it and get it out. And I'm currently negotiating with one or two customers because I have a couple of vintage Wells Lamont trucker gloves that were used on the Nightmare on Elm Street gloves from part 4 all the way through part 6, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So I've got original 1178s and a pair of 7279 trucker specials. They are the very last that I have in a very extensive collection that I once had, but over time I've been parting ways with them, so these are the last ones. And we have to play Let's Make a Deal. We have to make the deal. We have to sit down and make the deal. Yeah, I can't do Trump. But anyway, yeah, I'm negotiating a deal for these gloves, and we'll see how that turns out. But anyway, thank you so much for supporting my eBay store. I'm going to try to list some cards today, unless I get more company like yesterday. I've had the fellas over almost every single day ever since the Great Betrayal happened recently, and I want to thank all those guys for that. I made pasta with tomato sauce and mushrooms. I also made hamburgers or cheeseburgers for all of us. So anyway, let's see how the day turns out, if I can get a couple more cards listed today. But anyway, yeah, I've had Silverbolt sitting in my backlog for quite some time, and I finally got the itch to open him up. So let's see what we get when we crack this bad boy open. But let's look at the box first. I mean, for all intensive purposes, his bot mode really looks like it comes out of the TV show. My goodness, I used to have the original Silverbolt. I don't know if he transforms the same way as the original Silverbolt. I mean, it looks pretty easy. It doesn't really look all that complex, but we'll find out when we get there. This bothers me a little bit. I'm not sure about that head sculpt. I mean, I'm going to have to crack this guy open and see exactly what he looks like. But you got the box art right there. There's the front box art. I mean, they were trying to go for a more realistic look with this guy. I mean, at least that's my impression so far. But let's crack him out of his box and let's see what we got. So just like most of these Legacy United figures, or most Transformers figures, I find the hypocrisy of not having a plastic window on here to be laughable at best, because, well, if you're a climate change moron, you shouldn't be playing with plastic toys to begin with if you care so much about plastic. Ha 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 ha, see what I did there? Hashtag logic. But anyway, with that being said, here we have this little piece of paper in here. Who cares? This is probably the instruction sheet that will guide you along to transforming him. Again, he doesn't look too complicated. I've seen reviews of this guy here on YouTube, and the transformation should be very similar to the OG Silverbolt, with maybe a couple changes here and there. But, I'll edit this video accordingly. I'm not going to waste my time having you guys sitting there watching me transform this guy like most other content creators do. I'll get right to the point. But there he is in his tray. Silverbolt. Man, that thing really looks good for what it is. Now, I remember the original one being just a little bit smaller than this, so to upscale him in this manner, I mean, he really looks good. As Jobby the Hong would put it, it's that Roger Rabbit effect. I mean, he really looks like his cartoon model. So here he is on his tray with his two feather missiles or weapons or daggers, or however he used them in the cartoon or in a TV show. And there's really nothing else. It's just the robot and his weapons. So let's get him off of his cardboard prison here, and then we'll really take a deep dive into the figure. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Holy crap. Let me tell you, if you're a Transformers fan that's into screen accurate action figures, this guy really, really does the job. I mean, you can dismiss some of the gaps and all that kind of stuff. I mean, even in Beast Wars, you saw certain issues with some of the figures, for having holes and gaps and whatnot. But that's, you could dismiss that. That's all I can really say. But my goodness, he looks like he just stepped off of the TV screen. This guy is amazing. Now, the one thing that's kind of unfortunate is that you have to plug in his feather weapons into his wings. The original figure actually had a spring-loaded deployment system to shoot these, but they did away with that. But that's fine, unless you're a grown adult that plays in the sandbox with your Transformers toys, which I feel sorry for you if you do. Pew, 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 look at me. I'm 50 years old playing with toys. Ugh. It's okay, all right? But he does hold these well, which is kind of nice. So we're going to put these back into his wings here. Do I have these the right way? I think, because there are two different pegs. Yeah, okay, this one goes on this side. Be aware of that if you ever find this guy or you ever acquire him, that the pegs are different for each one. Whether that's by design or not, or by accident, I have no idea why they did that, but at least you got weapon storage. Those are his only two weapons that he ever used in the TV series anyway, but he does have head swivel, which is nice, so you can actually turn his head. Shoulders move. It does have a butterfly joint, but that's more for transformation. But you do get that 360 rotation, which is cool. He's got elbow rotation. But just keep in mind, if you're going to move his arm, you're going to have to move this as well. And that was a feature that was also on the original toy, if I'm not mistaken. You see how you move his arm like that? This will come with it. That's just the nature of the transformation. So just be aware of that. Don't try to hold this down and push it because you'll break it. But, yeah, both arms do that. In order to get him to have any type of waist movement, you have to move his tail out of the way, and then all of a sudden, look at that. He's got waist swivel. He does do the Van Damme right there. He definitely has nice leg articulation. He's got bend at the knees. He's got the ankle articulation. I mean, this guy really, I could see this guy being a really posable figure. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to do a impromptu thing here. Forgive me if this thing flops down and falls. But even doing that, that's something. Pivot him off to the side. And then we'll put him next to his girlfriend here, Black Arachnia, as a matter of fact, right? So he's doing the Macho Man hug on her, I should say, excuse me. But anyway, yeah, I mean, he looks so accurate to the TV show. My goodness. I mean, it is a much bigger figure. It's a heavier figure. Unfortunately, the wings on mine are already starting to get loosey-goosey right out of the box, but I think a little joint comb or floor polish will solve that problem, lickety-split. And let's get him into his alt mode, into his beast mode. I really am curious to see, because I don't know, that wolf face to me just, I don't know. That's going to leave a lot to be desired. So let's take a look at his beast mode, and we'll be right back. Shockingly, I was so impressed with the transformation on this guy. He was so simple, and the transformation is very similar to the original figure from back in the day. I mean, yeah, there's some kibble here and there. His butt cheeks or his fists or whatnot, but, with these Beast Wars figures, that's what you have to expect, unfortunately. I mean, for what it is, I am not going to complain. It's just that uncanny valley face. It takes away from the figure, to be honest with you. I really don't like this head sculpt. I wish they did something a little bit better with that. I mean, he's got blank yellow eyes. I might take some paint or a Sharpie marker and paint his eyes in, but for right now, it's fine. I love the posability on this guy. You can put his wings in pretty much any position you want. That's cool. You can even move his wings forward like that, which is cool. And you can also do that when he's in robot mode, which is really, really cool. That's a nice feature. I don't think that was available on the original figure. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It's been many, many years since I had that figure, but you look at his belly, everything kind of cleans up pretty decently. You know, there's no robot, you know what, down there, so you pervs down there, you know, don't get your rocks off. But, I mean, you know, for what it is, considering what this figure represents, I mean, you know, for a Beast Wars figure, you know, for a Fusor, it's absolutely incredible. And I just might get the upgrade kit for the wings. I've seen that there's an upgrade kit on eBay for this guy to make his wings extend out a little bit further. But to tell you the truth, do you really need the upgrade kit for this? I mean, he looks fine just the way he is. I mean, the articulation on this guy is, you know, quite obvious. Like, you can move his arms up and down, left and right, and all that kind of thing. You can swivel his arms this way. You know, you can pivot his ankles and his paws. I mean, you know, you can get him to crouch down even further if you want. I mean, it is just an incredible figure. His head does move up and down. Unfortunately, there's no side to side. His mouth does close. But that's my only gripe about this figure is that head. The head kind of like throws it off a little bit because it's too aggressive. Even though he's supposed to represent the wolf and an eagle, I believe, or a hawk or something like that, it's just this type of sculpt really, really takes you out of the rest of the figure, in my opinion. But, you know, at least you can open his mouth. I mean, it's a little tight. You're probably going to need a separator tool to get his mouth open. But, I mean, for what it is, it's still not bad. It's just, again, like I said, the head sculpt kind of takes me out of it a little bit. But otherwise, it's fine. Again, with the kibble and all being said, I have no problem with this guy. I'm very happy I opened him up to show you guys. And this is going to be a proud addition to my collection. So let's get him back into robot mode, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All I have to say at this point, in my opinion, this is Transformers perfection right here with these two. Now, I don't remember the name of the 4-pack that I bought the other Black Arachnia from. You guys can comment in the comments section below. But I would highly recommend, if you can track down a single on eBay, get it and swap out the legs, because Black Arachnia really comes to life. And she has that Roger Rabbit effect as well, as Jobby the Hung would put it. But when you put this Silverbolt together with this Black Arachnia, even with the original two figures, arguably, they just really, really pop. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of action figures up on the shelf that I put certain figures side by side intentionally because of the way they look together. But these two deserve a display of their own. And I'm going to try to make some room someplace, somewhere, where these two can have their own individual display. They look so good together. I can't even... The camera does this no justice. Again, with the robot kibble and maybe, you know, the fact that it's a little... that he's a little heavy on his back... If you're able to pose him correctly, like I have right here, he's just in a static stance. Let me tell you, these two display quite well together. If you get one, you're going to have to get the other, in my opinion. But Silverbolt, to me, is one of the best Beast Wars figures I've opened up so far, in my opinion, as far as legacy or modern age or, you know, new age figures are concerned. I'm very happy to finally open this guy and show him off to you guys and gals out there. But these two together, just like this, is the epitome of Beast Wars. They just look amazing. I am going to consider getting the upgrade kit for his wings. I don't know. I don't think it's necessary, but it's supposed to add extra length and articulation. Plus, they also have cap covers for these joints right here. They're literally push caps that you stick in there. Whether or not I get them, I don't know. To tell you the truth, I don't know if it's really necessary to do so, because he looks great the way he is. But if I do decide to fiddle with him, I'll probably do an upgrade video with him. By the way, to my Transformers family out there, I actually ordered for another upgrade kit for my Studio Series Optimus Prime. I saw that MGO had an upgrade kit for Prime's back. Now, I already had an upgrade kit for weeks and weeks and weeks before he did. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, but there was one part of that upgrade kit that I seem to have missed, and that was a back cover for when he transforms into his truck mode. So I have that coming. So it'll be a couple days before that arrives, and then I'll finally get to that guy. But these two, I really have to say, they are just incredible. So let's pull them up to the camera right here. Wow. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you so much for checking out this video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications. Also, check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001. Again, I do have an order I have to get out. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I just want to stay home today and relax. And again, I'm negotiating for a sale right now. I'm trying to work the art of the deal. I can't do an impression of Trump for nothing. Anyway, take care. God bless. Stay safe. I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. I will see you all very, very soon.